Hello and welcome back. Once again, it is time for the golden age of DC Comics, 365 days, where I take this beloved hardcover coffee table book given to me by one of my best friends about 2 decades ago. This has been surfing my coffee table ever since, and it's been a constant source of comic book conversations. You know, the kind we used to have back in the comic book shops. And that's what I intend to recreate right here, right now, today with you. And I'm so happy that you've tuned in. The golden age of DC Comics runs between 1938 and 1955. The Bronze Age from 1956 until 1970. The Silver Age between 1956 and 1970. The Bronze Age, I'm a Bronze Age baby, it's from 1970 until 1985, and then the Copper Age begins in 1985. This is an Abrhams 2004 publication. You can find the link to the Amazon page in the description, where you can get your own copy. It's been written and curated by Les Daniels, Chip Kidd, and Geoff Spear. It would make a great addition to your coffee table. It also makes a fabulous gift. I know, because I got one as a gift. What we do is we use this book for its intended purpose. It's a 365 days book. We crack it open to today's date. We look at some comic book art of an antediluvian age. We read the blurb, and then we talk about comic books. And we're going to be talking about comic books every day for the rest of the year. So let's get to it. But before that, what goes great with coffee tables and coffee table talk? Well, some delicious freshly brewed coffee. I got some Tanzanian pea berry here, and it's a fabulous cuppa. Let me wet my whistle. This is great. I also like to open the show up with something I call the escapism caveat. Listen, we live in strange times, but you know what? Humanity has always lived in strange times. Yet, activism, it's needed, it's important. The world has troubles. People have legitimate worries and troubles. And activists are, prima facie, are well-intended and are trying to really help the world and the people in it. With that said, I truly believe that activism has gotten pervasive to the point where it's almost a negative distraction, because it's invaded my fandom spaces, our fandom spaces, our fictions, whether it's or our amusements, our escapism. It's just as important as activism. It could be sports, it could be art, music, cinema, or even comic books. And you know what? Activism is needed. We need to leave behind the world's problems just for a few moments in a day, so we can take a break from it. Who wants to be constantly lectured? All this screechy, preachy, I don't know about you, but I've gotten compassion fatigue. I would rather ignore the activists now and just get on with my day, worry about what I have to worry about, and then take a break from those worries with an old-fashioned comic book or an old movie, somewhere where I don't have to be reminded of our world's problems. We could be fighting space aliens. We could be fighting, sea pirates, gangsters. We could be a gangster. We could, get lost in a game. It's so important to take a break from the world's problems, and I don't think that activists respect that anymore. In fact, activists are kind of act like bullies in our fandoms, trying to, use harmful labels to assert their leverage, to get their way. I just feel like we're being taken advantage of, and we need to be able to stand up to bullies, because, unfortunately, sorry activists, you're acting like bullies, and you know what? You have your space, you have your place, and you can stay in your own lane and stay out of ours. Thank you. And that's just my opinion and just what I get to say about it. So let's get back to the point of the show. which is some escapism. And we're going to open up this book to today's date. It is July the 9th. And here's someone you may never have heard of. And this is great because this is why I love reading this book and doing this show, finding out more about the history of comic books and characters I may never have heard of. This is Mary, the girl of 1,000 gimmicks. Let's read the comic book page. A swift change in Mary, the girl of 1,000 gimmicks, races towards the point of fire. And someone's shooting a gun. Well, that's pretty provocative, and Miss, I'll shoot again. Yipes. Charles, the nephew, I'll mow you down with my putty ball gun. Yeah, so it's a teen hero who's a girl, and there have always been girl heroes, even in the golden age of comic books. It wasn't invented in 2015. No, I mean, it wasn't. Sorry, but it's July 9th. This is art by Win Mortimer. This is from Star Spangled Comics, number 88, from January of 1949. Mary, the girl of 1,000 gimmicks, is equal of any boy in her battle against crime, but by the use of wit in the place of brawn. Introduced as the adoptive sister of the flagging Star-Spangled Kid, Mary soon took over his spot in the comic book that bore his name. She did indeed prove to be his equal when she too was rapidly canceled. Wah, 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 wah. Yeah, that's equality. I mean, you can't just... Yeah. Is it? I don't know. We don't go there on this show. We like to keep it light, and we like to just talk about the history of comic books. Let's look once again at some Win Mortimer art. We got a broken gutter there with the voice bubble interrupt. We got two sequential panels of art being shown here, and we got Mary speeding on her bike. She's got no superpowers. She's just got gimmicks and toys, kind of like Batman in a way too. But who is Mary, the girl of 1,000 gimmicks? Let's read a little bit from the wiki. Her name is Mary Pemberton, also known as Gimmick Girl and Mary, the girl of 1,000 gimmicks. She's a fictional character in the DC universe. She's the adoptive sister of Sylvester Pemberton. Mary first appeared in Star Spangled Comics number 81 in June of 1948 and ran through issue 90 to March of 1949. She was created by writer Otto Binder. She's adopted by the parents of the original Star Spangled Kid. She adopts a crime-fighting persona and works with her stepbrother and Stripesy, who is the big brawn of the interesting combination of the Star Spangled Kid and Stripesy was that the hero was a kid and the sidekick was a big adult, flipping the usual combination of the adult hero with the kid sidekick. So having a kid superhero was a huge draw, until after World War II, superhero comic books started dwindling in sales and eventually were replaced with horror comics and Western comics and lots of romance comics and lots of kids comics featuring precocious kids and also anthropomorphic animals. Superheroes would once again come back into prominence in 1956, specifically with DC Comics and their premiere of Barry Allen, the new Flash, in Showcase number 4, ushering in the Silver Age. So, according to Jess Nevin's Encyclopedia of Golden Age Superhero, Mary fights her male opposite, the gimmick guy, Presto, a criminal stage magician, and the Rope, who uses rope-themed gimmicks. Now, this is cool. I love finding out more about the history of these characters and how they all interrelate. Mary eventually marries Henry King Sr., the supervillain who was reformed, who was known as the original Brainwave. They had one son named Henry King Jr., who became the superhero Brainwave. He was a member of the early 80s Earth 2 second generation superhero team, Infinity Incorporated, which was founded by his uncle, Sylvester Pemberton, the Star-Spangled Kid. Let's see, and she has some modern day appearances as an elderly person, and as opposed to Young Justice, there is a team called Old Justice, which had some Old Justice finds itself in the parental role of supervising many superpowered adolescents. And so that's Mary, the Girl of 1,000 Gimmicks. And we have been talking about comic books. And we're going to be talking about comic books every day for the rest of the year. So tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern, and we'll find out who we're talking about when we turn the page tomorrow. Please like and subscribe. Turn on those notifications. I would love to earn your subscription. I make daily content. I try to keep it fun and light and inspirational sometimes. I'm a professional chef. I share my cooking hacks with you. I have a playlist called What's Cooking. You can find that in the playlist section. Apparently my soups are so popular, I am now referred to as the Sultan of Soup. Dun dun dun! Yes! I am a spiritual man, an amateur theologian, an ordained minister. We get spiritual on this channel with gratitude lists and Sunday sermons. We love being spiritual because I know that a little spirituality can go a long way in your daily life. It's helped me. Hopefully it can help you too. Check it out. We got a whole playlist dedicated to that. Thank you so much for tuning in today. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. And we will see you in the funny pages again tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.